Hello, my name is Yogita and I will be taking your world history classes. So understand that world history is a part of your GS1 mains syllabus. And every year UPSC has been asking one or two questions from this area. Now, why it is essential to study world history? Because all these examples you can pick it up from here and use it in your essays answer when you are giving elaborations about ethical leadership. You can use in your ethics case studies. You can use in your society answer. Okay, but understand that this is not the optional subject. We will just see the causes, okay, the consequences, the impact on world and India per se, and this is the whole syllabus which we will be dealing with. Okay, I again want to repeat, we will not go into extreme detail of world history because it is a cost to benefit ratio, right? One question you have to attempt, prelims, it's also not a part, so accordingly we'll study in those terms. Okay, now the first topic, let me give you the brief of the whole syllabus over here. The first topic which we will see here is Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire. Okay, so in your ancient India classes you must have studied that Mauryans and Gupta kings, they had international trade and commerce with the Roman Empire from the west, and because of this flourishing trade and commerce there was a flourishing economy, flourishing taxation system, and leading, and this was in further leading to urbanization of the civilization, right? But trade and commerce gets disrupts. After a certain point of time, a Roman Empire falls down in Europe. Now understand, it was a centralized empire. Centralized means if this is the whole empire, there is just one particular king who is holding the whole power and authority. What happens that Europe moves to the dark ages. Okay, we will just see in today's class that during the dark ages there is spread of dogmas, superstitions. Okay, there are religious wars happening between Islam and Christians. Okay, so all this was leading further to decentralization of the empire, breaking it down into small pockets, ruralization of the whole economy, and further leading to feudalism. Okay, I will discuss in the class what does feudalism means. Okay, second topic that we have to study here is Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth. So after feudalistic age, after the dark age, the crusades and all the superstitions, what is happening that people start questioning everything. Okay, critical thinking starts. By this age, logical hypothesis is given more importance. A lot of existential philosophers are coming who say that existence as a human being is more important than the essence of God. The role of the church declines because before this, the church and the state were completely overlapped. Church was defining all the moral authority over the state. But towards the end of Renaissance, we'll see that there is a separation of state authority and the church authority. Okay, And the morality was based on human dignity. And Renaissance, you will see, or the rebirth, it is basically the mundane approach, okay, the secular approach in art, in culture, and in painting, along with the scientific revolution, okay. And this scientific revolution is, for example, it was Copernicus who challenged the church authority, and he said that sun is at the center and earth is revolving around the sun. This is the heliocentric concept. Then we see coming up of Isaac Newton, right? Discovery of gravity. All these things we will see further in the classes. So again, one more phenomena happens, which is reformation between the Protestants and the Catholics. Okay, combining Renaissance, Reformation, and scientific revolution, this leads to the Enlightenment age. And from Enlightenment age, we move further towards the discovery of natural rights as a human being. This was given by John Locke. Further, we'll see that how in politics, again, the kings will try to first gain monarchy, then there will be a glorious revolution, and we'll see the transformation of monarchy even to a parliamentary form of government. Okay, we'll see the birth of democracy after the Renaissance. Okay, this part is still here. Now, when people develop that critical thinking and people develop that logical analysis and spirit of inquiry, they go on a voyage of discovery of different lands far off, right? Because scientific revolution is there, invention of steam engines, jenny wheel, a lot of better quality of ships. So people start discovering the new places, okay. And further it leads to spread of ideas of enlightenment age and the renaissance art across the globe. I hope this part is clear. This is always studied together, okay. Now this part will be very essential for your essay paper, because this time the essay papers, they are based on more philosophical themes, okay, where you can pick up a thinker from the, like for example, if anything is on wisdom or knowledge, you can always say Francis Bacon has said that knowledge is power. You can pick up about what Voltaire has said, right? With great power comes great responsibility. So that's why we are studying this. Now after this, we enter into the era of American War of Independence. Now understand, when human is going far away from the discovery of the new lens, then what happens that all of a sudden there is discovery of America, and all the slavery bounded people from Britain are sent to America as plantation workers. Is it clear? Now, what happens that these people who are in America, they say that no taxation without representation. That means we are not even a member of British Parliament. Then why are we supposed to pay the taxes? Understand, right? They start questioning on human dignity. ठीक role of the intellectual philosophers of the Renaissance period, a role of printing press spreads to America. And because of that, again, they start questioning. Thomas Paine is one of the famous philosopher thinker which we will study in American War of Independence, Common Sense. He distributed a paper on common sense, right? That when exactly we are not representing anybody in the British Parliament, then what are we paying the taxes? Whom are we paying the taxes? So what happened that The common man took the power into his own hands, and then there developed democratic government eventually. First, individualism of human was given importance, and then further development of democracy in America. Okay.